What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Chevy Shambles here. Not much to talk about today. The markets were mostly flat, but we do have interesting and perhaps encouraging NVIDIA news. Stay tuned. There was not a ton that went on in the markets today. We traded relatively flat. But I did want to take a moment and talk about NVIDIA. As you might know, I have a huge bear case against NVIDIA. I outlined that in another video, which I will link up here, or up here, up here, or up here. I don't know where it's going to be yet, but we'll find out together. And I have a huge bear case against NVIDIA. I'm coming out with an article, I think, on Seeking Alpha all about it, so you can read about it there. But to put it simply, I just think things are going to be tough for them and the entire microchip manufacturing industry due to a bunch of supply chain issues and a demand crunch. But there was some encouraging news today. There was some encouraging news on the horizon. NVIDIA is manufacturing a microchip for export to China. You heard that correctly. They are exporting microchips to China. China, which has been the world's largest export-led economy, the source of all the world's electronic, and just in general, but electronic goods, is now importing American-made microchips, and you love to see it. I think we should bring manufacturing back to America. I have thought this for years, and I'm glad to see that they're doing it, and I'm especially glad to see that they are doing it in this context. With microchips, with semiconductors, Joe Biden really pushed for that, and I gotta give him credit where credit is due. That was a good move. The CHIPS Act is doing a lot of good, and we are set to be the world's source for microchips going into the late 2020s. And it's good to see manufacturing back in America. It's good to see America exporting these materials and these goods. Do I think that's enough to put NVIDIA back on the bullish path? And listen, I like NVIDIA long term, but I think that there are some difficulties they need to work out in the short to medium term. And while this is great news, while this is very encouraging news, I still think they have to deal with those problems. So, until they do, I don't think they've earned the stock price that they have. I think they're up between 13 and 15% from last week, 2 weeks ago. Excuse me. And I don't think it's justified. But I think we're due for a pretty bad shock going into Q3 earnings next week. Next week, yep, next Wednesday is Q3 earnings for them, and I think we're in for quite a bad shock, a bit of cold water thrown on us. But beyond that, Palantir bounced a little bit today. I think it's going to continue to bounce for the rest of the week. I think seeing it dip below $7 was ludicrous to me. Their earnings really weren't that bad. I think they just got hit with a pretty severe sell-off, and I think we're going to see people. I think we're going to see the stock bounce back up. I'm not sure if it's going to make $8 by the end of the week. But I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably gonna end the week somewhere above 750. That's for sure. That's what I'm saying. But we will see. No one can predict the future. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. There's not a ton to talk about today. It was a pretty flat day. But after the shellacking we took yesterday, I don't mind a neutral day. I don't mind a day of relaxing and not seeing my stocks in the negative 2-digit range. So tune in next time. Remember to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Take care, guys.